All right, guys, what's up? It's your boy John. So I just got 5 oud samples in from a couple different companies here that are pretty notable niche companies. We have Oud Infini from Dusita. We have Bois Oud from Paris Monte Carlo. We have Diaz and Durga's Notorious Oud. And we have Oud Imperial from Paris Monte Carlo. And we have Oud in Bourbon from Sense of Wood. Look at this green stuff here. So I have 2 fragrances from Sense of Wood. I'm kind of knowing what to expect so far from this company. Pretty interesting stuff, definitely really good. Before we talk about those 5 that I'm going to try today, I need a little disclaimer and a little follow-up video. So I'm going to talk about 4 oud fragrances I have now, give you some background where I'm at with it, so you understand the context a little bit. I think context matters a lot, and people's individual experience with oud fragrances is really going to tell you a better story. So for backstory, I just do a follow-up really quick here. This has been my most oud-centric fragrance. This has been a really great time. As a follow-up, I definitely wore this a lot. Like ever since I got it, ever since I put that video out, I definitely just been like picking this up, smelling it, testing it, wearing it, layering it too here and there. I definitely have to report some of my dry down findings because the first video that I did on this was a first impression. So yeah, my experiences with this has changed day to day. It's so complex that I get almost a different kind of experience every single day. So I keep getting these different facets of oud that come out, but now what I'm getting is a blueberry style of fruity, cheesy style of that kind of oud. It's almost like deep and fruity at the beginning and even into the early dry down. And then at the end, you get this softer, leathery, sweet thing. There is some sweetness that's always kind of hanging on this one. It's quite pungent though when you first spray it. It's not really bad smelling though. It doesn't have really too much of a fecal thing going on like people usually like to claim that these oud fragrances have. Even some of the reviews, I kind of curiosity just like went to check on the reviews on this thing, and a lot of people were really like blowing it up with the FUD about this thing. Like a lot of fake news about this out there. People are saying it smells like really like poop. Nah, man. You do get a little bit of a barnyardy thing going on, some kind of petting zoo vibe. Yeah. But I don't know. Every time I ask my wife, every time I wear it, every time I get feedback from it, I've gotten this blueberry thing. People are like, oh, it smells like a blueberry something, like blueberry baked goods or a blueberry candle flavoring. Interesting that that's coming out in this, like a fruity style of smell. But don't ignore the main feature of this. That nuance is definitely distracting right at the beginning. Like I keep getting it now, and I don't know why. It's almost like every day when your nose is a little bit different, a different complexity comes out of this, and it's really, really fun. It's a little bit unpredictable, even though you know what you're going to get yourself into when you spray this. It's fun. It's a really good wear. I find that I think we go nose blind to this, guys. I don't think its performance is nuclear or anything, but it's strong the first like hour, like really, really strong. A little bit anxiety inducing, sort of, but then I don't know. It dries into something that just makes you feel very luxurious. So it has this leathery dry down at the end, and it sweetens up, like softens up, and becomes this like smooth leathery experience. It's very like exquisite. So I really like this thing. Just my follow up before we get into the other oud fragrances. And when I say blueberry, there's something in this one, which is one of my favorite oud fragrances that I have. I know it's made for fun. This one, this is King Blue from Amouage. It's a fun fragrance. It's a lot of fun. It's a sweet, bombastic, pretty loud. Although I don't know if it's as loud as it's hyped to be. Pretty sure I can handle a lot of sprays of this and totally be like really confident. Have no second thoughts about it. This is really good. So that blueberry thing's in here too. I get that fruity blueberry thing. With this other really loud kind of synthetic projector that's in this, it just kind of like pushes this thing off of you. It doesn't feel too much, but I think again, I might be going nose blind to it after I wear it like full wearings, and I actually like to spray a lot. So, I mean, I've never gotten negative anything, and this one I get no anxiety when I wear it at all. It's like super comfortable to me, really enjoyable and fun experience, and that's King Blue. So you see, I have like a fairly serious oud fragrance, and then a fairly fun oud fragrance, and then I have like a really fresh oud fragrance. This is like a fruity, dusty, fruity oud fragrance. The oud in this is just for texture, really. It's really for texture. It's more bright. It's like a bright oud fragrance with some fruity acidity to it. It's good. This is a Far From Oman Luxury. Again, this is my setup. I just want to let you guys know before we go ahead and try these fragrances, what I have to compare it to. And then I have a friggin' $12 cheap ass like synthetic bomb. This is probably the most beast mode thing in my collection. This is Oud Touch by Frank Olivier. I don't even want to spray this, but it's a rendition of Oud Ispahan. So I actually tend to like things that are cloning discontinued and hard to get, or like super expensive, $700, $800, $900 bottles of fragrance. This gets me close enough, and the reason that I got this is because I smelled Oud Ispahan on somebody, generated conversation with that person who is actually from the Middle East. He has familiarity with real oud fragrances. He's a bit of an oud supremacist, but he's like an older, more wealthy gentleman. I don't keep in contact with him anymore, but I used to see him all the time. I got this so that I could remember that smell, because this is uncanny in the air to the Oud Ispahan smell. I know that that guy was layering like 3 different oud things that he was wearing, and it was blowing up the whole room, and it was amazing. It was a great experience. I love that smell. It smelled amazing. Someone said it smelled like horses at one point. I could see that too. But this is a synthetic rendition of that. This is a cheaped out rendition of it. And it did a really good job. It captures that Oud Ispahan pretty well. So I like this. Once in a while, 2 sprays, and you're like nuked out. Like, it's really, really one of the strongest things ever. But this is the example of like that synthetic sort of attempt to capture Middle Eastern oud. It's not a Western oud. Other honorable mentions in oud, my oud experience, were like Tom Ford's Oud Wood and like all the Western ones. They're good too. I like them too. Like, I don't want to dismiss them. I think that there's a place and time for them too. But, you know, it's good to have a nice variety. So with all that setup, that's my background that I'm going to be referring to a lot when I talk about these new ones that we're about to sample. So I would like to get into it, and let's try the one I'm most excited for. Now, another disclaimer: before you smell basically any fragrance, a first impression sort of is distorted, right? Especially with oud. Oud tends to dry down and change. Oud really is one of those notes that generally I don't get a one note experience from. It's very variable, right? It's very, usually not a linear thing. I have 2 fragrances that are sort of linear with the oud, but the real oud fragrances tend to have this big ass opening, and then kind of like they kind of like taper down into what they're actually meant to smell like after that really adventurous and exotic opening. So Oud Infinity from Dusita. This one was recommended to me by a huge group that I'm in. We talked. I saw that this was one of the reference oud fragrances somebody was mentioning. Now, that I'm just taking with a grain of salt. I understand it's just someone's random suggestion, but I think they meant that this captures a pretty good Middle Eastern oud without sacrificing too much of the quality and attempt to make it smell right. So let's go with Oud Infinity. So Oud Infinity. Okay, so this actually is really good. I actually smelled if there's rose in this, I smelled some kind of floral like a rose. Okay, so it's got a little bit of skankiness. It's got barnyard, it's got skanky, it's got oud smell. It's actually very similar in the Oud Ispahan direction. Like, it smells exquisite, upscale, refined. It smells well mixed too, where the texture is sort of in this high-end quality. I wonder if this is a French house. I'm not really too sure, but they have that style. I don't know if Dusita is a French house or an Italian house or whatever. I'm pretty blind to it. But this smells like you took, which I like a lot, by the way. I like when the Middle Eastern ingredients, Middle Eastern style is emulated through a different vehicle, like a Parisian or like a French style of perfumery, a classical style of French perfumery, if that even really exists. So yeah, this is really good. It's got a little bit of this stank to it. It definitely has a upscale oud smell. Like, it smells fancy. It smells dressed up. It smells like a suit. Not very casual. In fact, if you probably wore the wrong clothes with this, you might just smell like funky. Like, it's got a funked up smell to it. I wonder how this will dry down. It does definitely have a touch of this animalic thing that's in the poopy direction, in the BO direction. Definitely has that going on. Oud Infinity. But it's surprisingly, like, really wearable. Nothing disgusting about it. Nothing like, you know, there's going to be reviews online that say like crazy stuff about this. especially like the oud fragrances, if you go read the reviews, you're going to get misled. People are really, really like yellow journalism about oud. I just don't understand. I mean, I don't understand why people believe that stuff. Smell it for yourself, try to wear it, and it has this in the air. So that's the thing too, guys. When you smell it for yourself, you actually are probably going to wear it. The heat of your skin might be a really huge component to oud. I feel like complexity, like complex fragrances or even elusive fragrances, right? You can't smell them on the strip. Like this, I could smell from over here. I smell in the air in front of me. It's like I don't even need to smell the strip. It's very present in the room. But when you go up and smell the strip, a lot of times that distorts what's really supposed to happen when you wear it. You know, I sprayed like 3 sprays on this strip. There's no body heat on this strip. It is evaporating off of it, but at a different rate. My skin's hot right now. I'm wearing this hoodie. If I sprayed this on my skin, it would probably permeate the room, and it would probably give me different molecules that are coming off because of the temperature of my skin. So all of this needs to be considered when you're sampling fragrances. Overall, I have to rate this pretty highly. It does have that poopy direction for sure, a little sour in a way, and it has a distinct oud flavor. Like it's definitely an oud fragrance. So I'm gonna put that down. We're gonna move on. Again, guys, I don't mind if this is a long video. I want to give oud its time. You know, it deserves time. It deserves some time. Usually when you're smelling like an oud fragrance too, you're gonna want to smell the dry down. So this is just the openings. And I feel like maybe there's just a chance that a lot of these oud openings are going to be similar. So we have Oud Imperial from Paris Monte Carlo. Pretty reputable house. I definitely like the bottles, how they look. Don't have anything from them, and this is going to be my first experience with them. I know they're a very revered house. A lot of people like them. Oh wow, this is nice. And I don't know the words besides saying it smells like that, but boozy. It's like a boozy oud. I'm wondering if there's patchouli or some kind of like rotten jasmine in this a little bit. What you're getting though is a fresher take on what I just described from the last thing. This one's actually fresh. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to wear. I feel like this one is more in the fresh direction, away from the oud slightly. There's definitely some florals like a rose or something like that in here, maybe geranium or rose. It's masculine style of an oud fresh fragrance. It's a fresh oud rosy fragrance. Oud Imperial. A lot more of the florals really dominating this one, but it's not really too bad. It's again in the rose oud fragrance direction, but it's not sweet. A lot of those get sweetened up. This isn't sweet. It's more of a bitter tone to it, actually. Like a bitter, little bit of an acidic smell. And I gotta say, it reminds me of those white floral fresh fragrances. That's something in this, has like a white floral freshness. And again, guys, this is completely blind, no setup, no note peeping. I just wanted to do this fully blind. I like the challenge, but I also, sometimes I'll go back and check and see if I was correct, and it's fun. Or see how off I was. This has that bitter freshness that comes from that tangy kind of oud. And it has this floral rose asset that really pushes this fresh suit kind of smell again. This is another like rich person suit smell. And even there's no funk in it. Like, so really there's no funk at all in this. It's really tamed. And I might even say that this is a Western style of oud more than anything. This is a Western style of oud. If there is a true like organic oud thing going on in this, they really diluted it a lot. Although the heat of the skin might change that, and I will definitely try to wear this at some point. It's a little bit stuffy for me. Like, it's a little bit too upscale for me and how I'm feeling right now today. So let's try Sense of Wood's Oud and Bourbon. Now, I have just good feelings about this. Sense of Wood is one of those houses that I have flip-flopped on so many times. I own 2 fragrances from them, and I'm still not sure how I feel about them. I like them. I'm underwhelmed by them. Sometimes I like them. So I'm all over the place with them. I definitely don't love the house. I'm not sure why. I got to really think about it and kind of consider what it is about this house that kind of, I don't know, sits weird with me. Sense of Wood, Oud and Bourbon. Now, I don't know what to expect really, guys. Maybe a sweet thing. Maybe this is going to be sweeter than I expect. I have a feeling they push into the gourmand direction. Everything I've tried from them has been in a gourmand direction. So let's go ahead and spray on. This is going to stain the strip a little. Oh yeah, this is like, okay, first off, it's really nice. It reminds me of plum and cognac sweetness, the same kind of sweetness on that. Creamy, sweet vanilla style of thing. I'm really not getting oud at all. I mean, it is there a little bit. This is a sweet fragrance. It's a lot of fun. It's totally like the opposite of what Oud Infinity was. This is pretty though. It's really pretty. It's thick. It's a gourmand. It's a winter fragrance. This is very sweet. Sweet and creamy. This is attractive too. It's really, really attractive. It's really nice. Like this is actually probably my favorite one I've smelled from them. And I know I have two other ones that are really good, but there's an almondy sort of nutty undertone to this, but I don't really pick up oud. Maybe in a dry down it'll pop out a little bit, but I don't pick up any oud. I don't know if this is named really the way I want it to be named. It doesn't fit. It's there, guys. It's just a little tiny bit. It's a hint. It's a shadow of oud. I would like to wear this one and actually give it a run. I like how it's a sweet fragrance, but it's not like overdone. It's a gourmand, guys, that I would wear. Which I would wear a lot of fragrances. I'm all over the place. I'll wear like anything. This is good though. It's good. It's sweet though. This has nothing to do with like a lot of this genre. It doesn't fit in this video in a way. It doesn't have the oud characteristic to really be assessed, to really be like noticed. I think that if I smelled someone wearing that, I wouldn't even notice that there's oud on them. I'm sure that I'm sure that a full wearing would probably be in order for that. Maybe the heat of your skin will pop that oud out, but it's really not an oud fragrance to be named after an oud and bourbon. Let's try Notorious Oud. Now, Dias and Durga, I've only had good experiences with them. I smelled them in person in a lineup, and it was like crazy. They have a fragrance called Steamed Rainbow, which was such a trip to smell. It was like literally, it was like psychedelic. It was a crazy, crazy fragrance. They have Bowmakers, which is awesome, woody. They have a bunch of great fragrances, guys. There's a fragrance from them called Debaser, which is absolutely one of the best like tropical style of fragrances out there, and nobody's gonna ever talk about it enough. It has this coconut milky vibe to it that's just ridiculous tropical goodness. I gave that to my brother, and he actually brought it to the vacation that we just went on, and it was glorious. So I have nothing but good about this company, nothing but good about Dias and Durga. So let's go. Really excited. I put 2 sprays. Okay, I smell it already, guys, and it's really good. Again, I'm not picking up any oud right now. A little bit of a faint suggestion to that bitter style of oud, that acidic style of smell that you could get from the woodiness. No funk. In fact, this is reminding me a lot of Oud for Greatness. This is really, guys, if you like Oud for Greatness, this is like a different version of that. In fact, it's reminding me so much of it now that I can't get that out of my head, and every time I smell it, I'm really getting an Oud for Greatness smell. Except this is less synthetic than that somehow. It's more of a natural rendition of Oud for Greatness. Guys, it's uncanny. If you guys have smelled Oud for Greatness, or even that Lattafa one, Body Al Oud for Glory, very, very similar right off this strip. I could be doing an injustice to this, but damn. That's really what I'm getting. This is super like a clone of Oud for Greatness, or maybe they're cloning this. I don't know who came first. This one I would wear, though. The other one I wouldn't. I would never wear Oud for Greatness. I just personally can't stand it. I hate the smell. I've smelled it too many times out in the wild as well, especially if you go to Astoria. Good Lord. At the train station there, I just kept smelling it. On the streets, you smell it. It's like this and Rouge 540 are just like the only fragrances people are wearing. This, I feel like on skin, though, there's a lot more that it seems to have to it that's nicer. It's got a nicer smell to it. Definitely a better alternative to Oud for Glory, and probably cheaper. I bet it's not $400 or whatever the hell that costs. More natural, a lot more breathing room, and this kind of like powdery softness that's really nice. It's attractive. way to take that profile and improve on it. I like it a lot. It's a way better fragrance that I feel like is going to be underrated and nobody's going to talk about it compared to the huge success of Oud for Greatness, which I can't stand. So let's talk about our last one, Bois d'Oud. Bois d'Oud, Paris Monte Carlo. Oh, so this is another Paris Monte Carlo. I guess two made this list. Let's give it a spray. Now, so far, you know the Rania J stuff that I tried? That Oud opening was basically way more committed to Oud than any of these. The most Oud-y one out of all these was Oud Infinity, for sure. That one I feel like is the only true Oud one on this list so far. Wow, this is another, it feels French again, guys. It has this French style to it. It doesn't have a Middle Eastern style. The oud is like hidden in the background or just lost in the texture. Woody. This is more of a woody freshness here. This is a really easy to wear everyday kind of fragrance. Not quite what I expected from oud in the name, but definitely it smells like wood. Like wood, like fresh, smooth wood in a masculine, fresh way. Really easy. Some brightness to this. Very cleanly. There's a little bit of this handsome, I don't want to say spiciness, but there's a little bit of this handsome flavor and tone to this one. Kind of like a masculine male smell. Like a little bit of a body smell. Not really in a gross way, though. It has that unidentifiable, sort of masculine male body smell. Like the smell of flesh. This is a clean, not really too oudy fragrance, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on. So out of all 5 of these, there was really only one that I think is an oud fragrance, and it's Oud Infinity. Yeah, it's definitely dried down into way more of like those bathroom smells that you've smelled. It has that going on for sure. It has some definite rankness to it. Although it's like if they took that and tried to like emulate it in the fanciest way possible, it's definitely like upscale. It's fancy. It smells like they mixed it well. It's not gross, really. It does have a gross factor for sure, like a little bit. Especially up close. I feel like when you're smelling these up close, it sort of muddles the water. You want to smell this out in the air off of hot skin. That's really what I think it's made for. Oud Infinity by Dusita is the only one on this whole list that I feel is truly oud. Yeah, Notorious Oud is like a fresher rendition on Oud for Greatness. This dried down into like what smells like sandalwood. The Oud Imperial dried down to like what smells like a fresh sandalwood fragrance. Where the oud is just something that is sort of like a shadow. One of the fun ones on the list here was Oud and Bourbon by Sense of Wood. Just dried down into a similar dry down of that vanillic thing, this nutty vanillic thing that's in, you know, the most famous one, Plum and Cognac. Very similar experience here, although I like this one's opening a lot better. It was a lot of fun, but still not really an oud fragrance. And the last one I just sprayed, Bois Oud. Probably the most wearable on the list, the most interesting. It's giving me Overture vibes from Amouage, but not quite as committed to what that thing does. Definitely gives me that vibe, though. It has a very similar thing. So, what is the lesson learned today, guys? Just because the fragrance says oud in the name does not mean it is an oud fragrance. There is only one on this list so far, and that was Dusita's Oud Infinity that actually smelled like a real, genuine oud-centric fragrance. I love the smell. I'm still going to be digging around for it. I do have a little bit of experience now, and I'd still say my most supreme oud scents that I have are these two. The Shams Al Oud from Ajmal, the Don Al Shams Oud, or however the hell you say it, Oud of the Sun, guys. That's how it's said. That's why it looks like a sun on the front. This thing is like the most oud-centric fragrance I have. It captures all the complexity and it gives you the oud experience in a really, really nice way. Really awesome fragrance there. And then this one's like my fun oud fragrance, oud-centric with some fruits and some other aroma chemicals that sort of make this way more playful, a little bit commercial, even though it still keeps that soul of that oud thing. Like it's there, the oud is there. Next oud fragrance that I want a full bottle of is Silver Oud from Amouage. Definitely hunting that down. Not in a great rush or anything, but I do like that one so far the most out of all the ouds that I've come across and investigated. Will I get any of the ones that I just tried? No, I don't think so. Oud Infinity, though, does have a chance to get some wears, and I will return to this one. I'm going to wear today. Actually, I'm going to choose to wear it today. I'm going to wear Oud Infinity. I'm going to go ahead and spray it up. We're going to just commit. Do 4 sprays. It's like boozy at the beginning. You get this boozy smell to it. I'm going to go ahead and spray my sweater too. All right, that's about 10 sprays, 8 to 10 sprays there. So, all right, guys. So it's definitely more rank. It's whoa, definitely upscale. It has this like fancy guy, like it has this fancy bearded guy in a friggin' in a suit, like probably has $1 million, $billion, billion dollars, something like that. Yeah, this is formidable. It's not bad. It's definitely wearable, guys. There's nothing like gross about it. And I'd have to say I can kind of pick up on its like density and its texture. It's not as dense as this one or even King Blue. It doesn't have that same like concentrated feel. You can almost feel it in the air. This one has this really pretty French perfumery style of behavior in the air. Like it's kind of interacting with me in a very like gentle way. It's really nice in the air. See, it's totally different when you spray it on your skin. Way better than on the strip. It's really, really wearable. This is truly oud though. I do get oud out of it. I'd say not as challenging as this thing's opening, not as challenging as Rania J's openings from Oud Assam, Amber Loop, and T Habanero. Those 3 openings were like very much more oud centric with a little bit of stank to it and dankness. This is a beautiful oud fragrance. It's very pretty. It's very well mixed, and overall I'm pretty happy about it. I actually might consider Dusita's Oud Infinity as one of my oud fragrances that I might add to the oud mix. Anyway, guys, let me know if you're in an oud mood. Let me know down below some of your oud fragrances that you're really into, and something that you might think that I like. Definitely don't recommend me oud for greatness, or bad things will happen to you. Anyway, guys, it's been a real fun time getting all oudy with you. I did 10 sprays or more. Let's do 10. Let's do a couple more sprays. Let's do a couple more sprays for good measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do like 14 sprays or something. It's pretty. It's really, really nice. You know what? I'm picking up on an Andalic Jasmine. A little bit of that kind of deal. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the comments. Peace.